Bump that bass.
The rims may offend you on the shit I slide into. Fuck you, sing it to the desert, tell you be cool. Hold out the pistols, roll by the cops and
Bump that bass.
What's up guys, King2 Liners here. So once again, this is going to be Cards for Thought 23. That being said, there's going to be 3 cards for today. It's going to be a monster, a trap, and a spell. Alright guys, let me just rearrange these real quick, and let me get these in the right order. Okay? Alright guys, so the topic for today is going to be how to stop them from even using cards. And we have our monster right there, and then our trap. Okay, now let's start it off with Black Corner Heaven. Now Black Corner Heaven basically says when your opponent would special summon a monster, negate it, and if you do, destroy it. How awesome is that? Like seriously. You're not paying for anything, there's no cost to it whatsoever. It says when they would, so it actually negates before it even hits the field. So it's one of those great cards. It's basically like I'm trying to think, I think it's Overlay Capture, the new card that just came out. Basically that card, what that does is when they try to discard or detach one of their materials to activate an effect, you get to activate your card, and it basically kills it. It negates the activation and kills it. So Black Horn Heaven is very much like that, except it's very old cards from Cyber Dark Impact, I believe. But it's an amazing tech choice. There's no cost to it whatsoever. You just flip it, boom, card's dead. So it's definitely one of those cards for thought. It's also one of those better tech choices. For the rarity horrors, it's in ulti, it's in secret. For the lower end, it's in rare. I think there's even maybe a common version. Not too sure. Alright guys, so the next card is Designator. And that card basically says, declare one card name, look at your opponent's hand, and if he or she has the declared card in their hand, remove that one card from play. If they don't have it, remove one random card in your hand from play. Now, the drawback on this is pretty harsh, but I mean, it's not really hard. It's like Mind Crush, but way better in my opinion. However, Mind Crush you can play on their turn. DD Designator is more of a your turn kind of thing. But it's great if, you know, they it's great if they have any kind of like blaster effects, anything like that. You know, they pitch whatever you trying to think. It's basically great in any situation where they're adding cards to their hand and you know what they're adding. You don't get to look at their hand beforehand, but you know, if the card effect says, you know, show your hand to your opponent, obviously you're going to be at a better advantage. So it is like Mind Crush, which I'm showing you here. Declare one card name. If that card is in your opponent's hand, they must discard all copies of it. Otherwise, you discard one card. So it's a little bit different than Mind Crush, but in my opinion, even though the fallback is a bit strong, DD Designator is still a great tech choice. It's like yep, it's like Mind Crush, but with you know, Macrocosmos attached. Sorry, I'm just running through a couple cards here. Alright, so DD Designator, guys, that's your second cards for thought. Alright, now let's see about the monster. And I think it's Meister. Here we go. During either player's turn, when a card effect is activated in your opponent's grave, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to negate the effect. Now, honestly, this card is not very good in the current meta. About a format ago, it was really good, where you know, it was in secret and people really liked playing it because during either player's turn. So I think this was before Mind Drain. Basically, anytime they try to activate anything in the grave, you sent Skullmeister and you negated the effect. So it'd be like a Veiler, but for the grave, which, you know, it's not a bad concept. But once Soul Drain came out, it kind of just killed Skullmeister. Since then, Skullmeister's been reprinted to a common, so I mean, they're not very hard to pick up. But still, you know, one of those under the radar cards. If they try to prohibition you or even DD designate you, anything like that. Anything where they have to call out the card name. So, not a terrible card. In the current format, I'd say about 1.5, maybe 2 stars. But still, definitely a card for thought. the whole reason of this series, guys, is to show you cards that you can side in, that you can tech in. And you know, even if they're not popular now, they can be popular later. So I'm just trying to show y'all. Alright, guys, so that'll be cards without 23.